there are three huge name quarterbacks on the market right now. Where could they be going? Could Lamar Jackson be headed out of Baltimore? Could Derek Carr be headed to the Jets? Could Aaron Rodgers be headed to retirement?
Huh?
What?
Welcome back to Marv on Air. Today is Wednesday, February 22nd. We've got a loaded show, including a very special interview, and it all begins right about now. What is going on, guys? We got a lot of NFL to cover today, a lot of maybe some basketball to cover with our very special guest, and we got a full studio to talk about it with. We're going over to the comfy couch. We've got the main two, Redbone and James. How are we doing, boys?
Pretty good.
Just peachy.
Awesome. And then Alex is behind the hut. How are we doing back there?
It's pretty good.
Awesome. We're glad to hear it. We're going to kick it off with some NFL free agency, okay? So we've got, like I said, Lamar, Derek Carr, and Aaron Rodgers are the big three on the market right now, okay? Derek Carr to the Jets seems to be like a very valid possibility. We could be looking at him there, and then Lamar with the franchise tag. Things are going to get interesting. In Derek Carr's visit to the Jets, things were mutually very beneficial, is what people have said. Derek Carr really enjoyed it, and the Jets told him, hey, you could be a future first ballot Hall of Famer if you go here. What do you guys think about the Jets telling Derek Carr that? It sounds kind of like an empty, it's not you can be a first ballot Hall of Famer if you go here. What do you guys make of those comments?
I mean, I really don't like that sales pitch personally. It's kind of like when college recruits go and they talk to these different head coaches, right? And every head coach is just telling them exactly what they want to hear. I feel like that's exactly what the Jets are kind of doing here. They're telling him what he wants to hear, not the reality of it. And to me, it's just like, I mean, I guess it looks good in the media. You know, it's a good thing for them to be able to put out, you know.
Right.
But I really just think it was kind of just a token gesture. There's really no real, substance to it.
I agree with you. James, do you have any – if someone told you you're going to be a first ballot – you could be a first ballot Hall of Famer if you come to our team, would you take that deal?
No, that sounds a
No.
little bit too good to be true, especially if you're just now going to the team. It makes me think of that scene in Moneyball where, what's his name? Where Brad Pitt,
Okay.
where it's a flashback
Billy
to Brad
Bean.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Billy
yeah,
Bean.
Yeah. Where he is, he's getting recruited at the kitchen table, and the recruiters are like, so we're looking, there's 5 things we're looking for in a baseball guy. And then, usually most kids have 3. Your son's got all 5. And it's deception.
It is.
And, nobody really appreciates it, but everybody believes it at the time.
Yeah, it's something that I think it's like when you hear it, you're like, oh, that'd be so cool. But then when you really break it down, you're kind of like, oh, it seems a little.
Everybody wants to think that they're the exception and not the rule.
Yeah.
And, people capitalize on it.
Yeah, I can get behind what you guys are saying there. But that leaves question marks. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers has left his pit of darkness. I think he's still acclimating to the sunlight at this point. It's probably going to be a couple days before we hear back from him. I can only imagine him leaving the darkness and realizing, hey, Derek Carr's actually got a pretty strong influence in New York. It could be a very valid possibility he ends up there. Do you think, Aaron Rodgers is going to take that into account? Maybe he's like, oh, if they're going to take them and the Raiders aren't going to take me, because like Devontae's down there, obviously. If the Raiders end up going with someone like Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously he's familiar with Josh McDaniel. Do you think Rodgers ends up in retirement, or does he end up? We've seen some people talking about maybe the Patriots. It sounds like they have cap space. I've also seen reports that Mac Jones is their guy for this year. They're going to see if it was really last year with all of the offensive coordination issues, if it really boiled down to that, and they're going to go with Mac. But do you think it could end up where Rodgers goes to a completely oddball team we haven't even been looking forward to?
I don't think that happens. I think he either ends up in Vegas or New York. Maybe The Pats, I feel like that's just like recent Twitter rumors, really. I don't think there's any real, validity to that. I would be personally surprised if I want him to go to New York personally.
I think
I
it'd be
think
awesome
he'd
in
be
New York.
very fun in New York. I think the Jets would almost right off the bat be like a top, preseason top 6 team in the league when you're looking at teams to potentially win it all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him going to New England just because I don't think Rodgers wants to be in a Belichick system, and I also don't think that the Patriots want to move away from Mac Jones personally.
I think you're right. And going with kind of that Belichick system thing, Marquette King started punting for the XFL this weekend and apparently performed fairly well. People were tweeting like, hey, you should go to the Patriots. We could use a punter there. And he responded, nah, I'm not going to the military. It's a whole different system in New York or in New England. It's something that I think a lot of players probably can't handle, and that's why I think it's so successful. Belichick's system is like only the right people can really succeed in New England, and I'm with you there. Lamar Jackson obviously could get franchise tagged if they don't come down to a deal here. And when I was doing some research this morning, I saw that there's 2 different kinds of franchise tags. Are you guys aware of this or?
No.
I knew that there were. I don't know the exact specifics between the two.
See, I actually did not know that there are 2 different ones. The main difference is that one allows for you to franchise tag the player, basically retain them to your roster, and then teams to trade for that player, right? So they can end up trading you a couple firsts for him or whatever. I don't know if there's like a stipulation exactly, but it's a lot cheaper for the team to franchise tag him with that. I think it was going to be like $13 million for them to pick up Lamar Jackson under that, and then for the exclusive, it's like $45 million, and that is that's obviously a lot more expensive. But he can't leave the team. That's something where if they tag Lamar, they need to communicate with him and say, hey, are you going to be willing to play under this franchise tag, right? If they can't get a deal going, and he says no, I'm not going to play under the franchise tag, they have to take the cheaper option, and he gets traded out, right? If he gets traded out, where in the heck is Lamar going to go? Because I only see him as a Baltimore Raven. I think his style of play is very interesting. People have said like the Falcons. Is there anyone on your guys' radar that you're particularly looking forward?
Not really. I think it pretty much would come down to whatever team will offer the Ravens the most value for him. But I also think the Ravens would never in a million years deal him to a team within their division.
Yep.
But I think that leaves, would that be 28 other teams that he could potentially go to? And
Yep.
I think all 28, if they're willing to make the right deal with the Ravens, I think that they would deal him to pretty much whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes down to what teams would take him,
And
who would he be an upgrade to? So, like, he's not going to go to the Chiefs.
No.
Right? He's not going to go to Buffalo.
Right.
But I feel like he's a top, I'll go 8 quarterback in the league for sure.
Definitely.
So that still leaves you with like 20 teams, though, that he could potentially go to, and I could very well see him going to any of those.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know where the best fit necessarily for him would be, because you want him to go to a roster that's like competitive, right? You want him to play on a team that's actually going to fight for something. I don't know if he has a no trade clause or not. I do know that he's not going to be happy. Obviously, I think the Ravens, if they're going to trade him, they're going to want to do right by him and put him somewhere where he's going to succeed. But I don't know about the Falcons. I saw maybe like the Titans because they're kind of loaded outside of their quarterback position.
I think he'd be fun at the Titans.
He definitely would, and it would excite the crap out of that AFC South division. That really, the Jaguars won 9-7 last year.
Yep, it wasn't anything impressive.
9-8, and the Titans ended up like a 7-game losing streak. It was certainly rough, but that's the main free agency talk. There's a couple of other players. Obviously, AJ Brown.
Yeah,
plays for the Eagles.
Yep.
Said he if the Eagles don't give Jalen Hurts that massive contract, then he's just going to go wherever Jalen Hurts goes.
Yep.
What do we think of that kind of mentality in the locker room? I think that shows that really tightness that the Eagles kind of had. I don't know if I feel like that's kind of a weird thing to say to your head coach. Like, he didn't say it directly to him, but he said it on a podcast, and he said like, this is directed towards you. If you were the head coach in that situation, what's your thought process? Are you probably getting ready to sign that massive deal.
I don't think it's as much the head coach as the front office, right?
Right.
He wasn't like I think Sirianni is more in agreement. I feel like definitely agrees with that. I think the Eagles have a close locker room, and Sirianni is a part of that close locker room. I think the team really likes him, and like even if you are the Eagles front office, I don't know why you would move away from Jalen Hurts. So to me, it's like I think if you're the GM, you're just like, this is perfect. We have a tight-knit locker room, and that's something you would want to continue and keep going with. I don't know why you would deal away a quarterback that just took you to the Super Bowl. That just seems silly to me.
No, I agree with you. Those big contracts are very enticing to players, and it's shown that with Daniel Jones, right? He played a very exceptional year for the Giants, kind of turned that program around. We could talk about whether that was Brian Daboll or Daniel Jones, who decided on that. But really, Daniel Jones decided, hey, I'm worth $45 million a year, and it doesn't really seem like the front office is willing to pay him that much money. I don't know if he'll get that deal done. And it also seems like Saquon is not going to get what he's looking for. They look like they're on different terms there as well. Could the Giants be looking at the downfall after an immediate uprising without Saquon and Daniel Jones? I think Daniel Jones will get the deal done, if we're being honest. But let's say he wants $45 million a year and he knows he can get it somewhere. Could we be looking at the Giants eventually, like, by the end of the offseason, just being another NFC lease team?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. I think what's going on in New York is definitely interesting. I mean, like, the Giants, I'm not sure they threw a pass over, like, 8 yards the entire season. It shouldn't feel like it. And I think Danny Dimes, he is a person that fits into that system. And I think if you're the Giants front office, I think you like what you have going with Daniel Jones, and I think you like what you have going with Brian Daboll. So that's another thing to me that I don't think it makes sense for the Giants to deal away their players right now. I think it's about bringing pieces in more than trying to restart. I don't think they're a franchise in the position right now to be trying to restart and rebuild. That just doesn't seem like something I would do personally.
They're definitely in a bit of a win now kind of mentality, and I think that's probably the right way to do it, especially with how strong that NFC East looked last year. Obviously, the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, and then the Cowboys, they do what they do every year, but they looked stronger last year than they have in years past. I'm with you there. I think the Giants need to win right now. Not really sure. Not really sure. We're waiting on our man here. We're gonna get him in here soon. Did you communicate with him or?
Yeah. He's waiting on the Zoom right now. He asked if he should join. I think he's popping in right now, I believe.
Okay. Well,
so I don't know.
There he is.
Oh, he's finally in.
There we are.
There he is. Can you hear us, Kaden?
Yeah, I can.
All right, Alex,
Oh,
cut
boy.
to him. So
Shit, this quality's bad. My bad, boys.
no, you're good, Kaden. So joining us now is a man who won all state, all conference honors all 3 years. He started in the high school realm, played at Iowa Western for a couple of years, and then decided to walk on at the University of Iowa, absolutely murdering it there. I love seeing all of his updates. The man, the myth, the legend, Kaden Wetjen. How we doing, Kaden?
Woo! What's up, boys?
Kaden, it's good to see you. That's good. That's good. I'm glad we got it working. I was a little worried there. You kind of took your sweet time getting into the Zoom call. You're freaking me out.
I'm horrible with technology, so I wasn't expecting anything quick.
Okay. Well, I mean, we got you in. We're looking good. I like the jerseys in the background there. You got quite the collection.
Dude, my lighting in here is dog shit, so this is like the best angle I had, and I guess, yeah.
It's a
Hey.
sick jaw jersey you got back there.
It looks good.
Yeah.
The Raptors jersey is sick. That's an old vintage one. We can jump into a couple quick questions here. I know you've got a topic that you want to cover specifically, but I know a lot of people probably want to hear about your transition from high school to JUCO and JUCO to D1. What kind of differences did you see moving from high school to JUCO? And then obviously you were mainly a punt returner at Iowa Western. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. And then is it really different from JUCO to that Iowa program, or what was that kind of like?
Well, obviously at a high school, the talent level from everybody, everybody's like on the same page. And at Iowa Western, you got 5-star dudes everywhere. And I guess it wasn't like I didn't struggle there, but I mean, I feel like I should have got more of an opportunity, but then Iowa came and that opportunity presented itself. Then I ended up coming here, and I feel like playing with all those big recruit guys from Iowa Western really helped me, I guess, transition to Iowa. And I haven't struggled with. I mean, I guess I feel like the athleticism's the exact same, or I think it might have been even a little better there with all the 5-star guys. But I mean, it's been all right so far, and we're looking to do some big things this year.
No, I agree with you. That's super cool. It's an interesting take that you think the Iowa Western kind of was just loaded with talent, and I could definitely see that. Obviously, a lot of guys transfer out of there. What was do you have like one player in particular that stood out to you that didn't quite get? Obviously, you said you didn't necessarily get exactly the recognition you thought you probably could have gotten, but was there another guy who you were like, "Dang, what are you doing in JUCO?"
Well, we had 3 5-star running backs on our scout team there. So
Dang, the scout
um,
team.
that's what I'm fucking saying, dude. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like they just I don't know why they don't get it. Like they have all this athletic like talent in the world, and they just don't go to class. They just don't give a fuck. Dude. So it's like what are you doing? You could be in the
So,
league. It's like yeah.
because you guys went on to win the national championship, is that right? You went like 10-1 and dominated that year.
Oof.
The year after I left, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
We
That
lost in the Natty.
looks a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, you played in the Natty, I believe,
Natty, yep.
the year you were
Fucking
there.
muffed the first punt of the game, so that was a hell of a start to the game. I'll say that.
That's awesome. Red, do you have a question for him?
Yeah, what I'm curious as to stop fucking laughing. I'm not gonna say anything bad. Like Jesus. My question was like playbook wise, going from Western to Iowa.
Oh,
I
good
feel
question.
like
Good question.
Iowa they run a pretty simple offense. You know, the Ferences keep it pretty simple. You know, they want to.
Yeah, pretty simple
They-
brain.
Yeah, they want to be like quality instead of quantity. It feels like which playbook was more was bigger, I guess.
I'd say Iowa Westerns as of now, which it sounds like we're expanding the playbook this year with Cade coming in.
What's
But-
that been like? How is you guys have like mini practices right now, right? Just spring walkthrough type stuff.
Yeah, we just started skills and drills, which is like 7-on-7 and stuff, and he's still battling a leg injury. But the new guys we've gotten, I mean, I haven't seen any flaws with them. They've all been throwing good balls. So
I think one of the big gets for you guys was that Michigan tight end as well. Has he been practicing or is he still out?
he's coming back from injury too, but he'll be a hell of a addition to the offense, especially with Lachey coming back. Those be two monsters coming at you at tight end. So
Yeah, it feels like Iowa's just had like 2 or 3 tight ends for like the past decade.
Yeah,
Like they just keep bringing in
tight end
guy
university.
after guy after guy. They definitely are.
How often are injuries? Like, it always seems like
Yeah.
somebody's injured.
Okay,
Like,
this is
every
James.
game-
Not a huge football watcher, but he's got some
Oh, I know.
interesting questions.
whatever. I guess it really depends on how hard you train, I guess, and how much you take care of yourself. Like a bunch of guys train super hard and then don't get shit for sleep and don't eat, which that was me a lot. I'll admit it, but
Throwing yourself under the bus, Cade.
Jesus.
I'm being honest. All right.
All right.
But
all right.
it really, it all depends on your nutrition, sleep, and everything, your recovery. That really depends on, I guess it raises the chances of you getting an injury if you're not doing that stuff. So it really depends on the person and how they treat themselves.
I see.
So,
All right.
so what does I know this is probably such a lame question to you, but what does the general not necessarily week to week, but as a big picture, do you? James just
minutes.
left the studio. You're boring him, Caden. But big picture, is it a hard week and then an easy week? I know obviously we played on the same team, and it was kind of one of those things where it was it felt like it was all gas all the time. Is it a lot more scientific up at that higher level of D1 football, or is it pretty much just you go out and do whatever you got to do?
I guess it varies from week to week. The spring is, the first couple weeks you're here, tougher than shit. You got like conditioning workouts, ropes, and sprints and stuff, but like it kind of like the conditioning kind of dies down around this part, but like the weight we're gonna be maxing out next one of the next 2 weeks, I believe. So I guess
Okay.
it's like less, like conditioning and stuff, but more weight and more work on the body. But
Well, Iowa's
yeah,
probably got a better weight room than at least Williamsburg, but better than JUCO or no?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It's like
Oh yeah,
times the size, but
easy
yeah,
money. No,
you get strength as they push you, so it's good.
yeah, 100%. I know you were looking to maybe talk on some March Madness, and Iowa State's basketball team has been absolutely murdering it this year. I haven't been keeping up with Iowa. I'm not going to lie to you. This whole interviewing an Iowa football player is tough as a pretty diehard Cyclone fan, but I'm trying to keep it neutral. I'm doing my best. Have you, as a obviously as a football player, you're involved in the athletics. Do you know a lot of the basketball guys? Do you go to the games, or are you just kind of a bystander? Because I mean, you played basketball in high school, but you probably got a pretty loaded schedule now.
Yeah, I guess like in the spring we have most of the nights off to go watch, but I've only been to one or two games. I don't really keep up with. I mean, I've always been a big basketball fan, but I don't really talk to many of the basketball guys here or whatnot. But yeah, I'm a big basketball guy, and I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with the bracket stuff, dude. It's gonna be a shit show.
Seems like you guys aren't even ranked.
Oh, I did not know that. I was just gonna say it seems like
Listen,
Iowa.
we're barely ranked though.
It seems like Iowa's always makes a deep run in the tournament, no matter how good they. I mean, you guys had.
They always seem to get overranked, and then they'll just shit the bed.
That's like the exact
Yeah,
opposite.
that's
No,
usually what
no. I
think
think
they
my
get
dad's
over it.
right when he's bitching and moaning about college rankings. I think he's actually right.
Oh no, I got
think
you.
if you know me, I'm not like a huge Iowa basketball fan. I just play football here,
Who is? Man?
Okay,
Uh,
that's
yeah,
respectable.
I feel like the Dilf said it pretty good. Like
Thank you.
usually, well, I mean, this year they got a strong team, and I think they can, with everything happening with everybody. I think it's anybody's tournament. So I might call like an 8 seed to win the damn tournament this year.
Yeah, I know Redden's got a future place. Let's hear what Redden. You give your future, and let's see what you've got to say about it, Kaden.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
stop shaking your head already. All right, I'm tired of this shit already. No, I was looking at like some Kin Pom rankings the other day, and what I saw was that there was like two teams that had a really good defensive rating and offensive rating as well. Like Iowa State's like in the top, I think 3 in defensive rating, but
Interesting.
offensively they're just like horrific. Like
Our free throw
top
shooting
50
is bad.
maybe.
Yeah.
But the two teams that really stuck out to me were UCLA and Tennessee. And for some reason, I just didn't feel Tennessee. So I got a little bit of a future placed on UCLA right now. They're ranked, I want to say, like 4th defensively and maybe 7th or 8th offensively.
And they've been there, obviously. A couple of years back, they made the Final Four. I don't know if I've seen Tennessee up that high in a while.
Yeah, both programs have been, nothing stellar recently, but they've been good enough that you're not like worried about them being like, bright eyes when the lights are brighter.
Who's ranked first right now? I didn't look when I looked.
I think
up the
Alabama
rankings.
is, aren't they?
Ooh,
Alabama.
Bama. That's
Back
an
with a
interesting one.
vengeance.
That is an interesting one. What are you thinking about that UCLA future, Caden? Is that something you'd tail or not necessarily?
Kansas
I
is
like-
still ranked 3rd.
I like that pick, Redbone. I think they got Tiger Campbell.
Dope name.
I think they're actually a good ass team. I agree. I think they might be in the Final Four. They have a shot at the Natty, but Tennessee's pretty good. I just watched them last week. They got a Ziegler dude at point guard, I think, and then some freaking overseas tall. That's
The thing that worries me about UCLA is that they play in the Pac-12, and it's just like
Conference of Champions, man.
granted, like it is Kin Pom rankings I look at, so it should factor in strength of schedule and stuff.
Right.
But they're playing in the Pac-12, where when you look at teams like Baylor, Texas, Kansas, they're playing in the Big 12, which is the best basketball conference right now. So it's like they have experience in those tight games going against very good competition.
High-level opponents.
Yeah, and I just worry UCLA, they might, they could go out round of 32 if they play someone decent. Like,
Yeah, you got to look out for that kind of stuff. I'm with you there.
I think the Big Ten might be the best basketball conference right now.
no.
I would have
There's
to
no
disagree.
bias there.
Where's
but,
the Big Ten?
What do you have,
Look
Kansas?
that up. Purdue's at
What?
Kansas.
You
do
even
not
know
have
what
Kansas.
What?
No, I'm saying the Big 12. Like, that's the two guys.
Oh, well, we got Iowa
Yeah,
State.
walk back your statement and
Iowa
switch
State.
conferences.
That's 3.
TCU
We got
was valid for a little bit.
Purdue.
There, Kansas State.
Northwestern. Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Oh, Michigan.
Nebraska beat Rutgers.
Hey,
Go
it's the
Big Red,
10.
baby.
Everybody's good.
That's a bold take saying Big Ten's bigger and better than Big 12. I don't know if I agree with that one.
I think you match them up. I think they.
The style of basketball is different.
Don't die on this hill, man.
It's a different game. That is for certain. I guess we'll see in the tournament who fares up better. Kaden, I'm looking for a story out of you. Is there anything at Iowa that really, like, I know I really enjoyed when you were on your Instagram. You can plug the actual handle if you look. I mean, everyone watching right now is probably here to watch you, so they know your Instagram. But when you were putting out that content of, like, you guys were playing dodgeball and all of that, like, spring kind of team bonding experience, was there anything that stood out to you where you were like, all right, I'm going to fit in here and I'm going to have a good time? Or, like, what was something that was really, you knew you could hang at Iowa?
I guess right away when I got here, it's like you could have a conversation with anybody. Like, everybody will come up and talk to you. You won't be walking down a hallway and they'll just walk right past you and look at you like you're a stranger. Like, I guess everybody just treats you like family, and that instantly is like, all right, this will be a good place for a home for a while. So, I mean,
And you're
yeah,
nice and close too.
yeah, 25 minutes away from home, so I can go home whenever. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of team games right now. Like you said, dodgeball, which we had dodgeball as our first team game this year, and we got fucking last place. So that was unfortunate. Hell of a way to start out the year. But
No kidding.
we have we'll have tug of war. We played some go retrieve a ball, put it in your hoop game today. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but
Probably like basketball or
I
something.
think we end with a slow pitch tournament, so that's fun. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know you're a big slow pitch guy. You were trying to get a little bit of a lead going there for a little bit. Big home run hitter.
yep, I go about 1 for 5 and hit just a fucking nuke one time a game. But I mean that's it's runs, man.
It's all that oblique power. I'm with you. I'm curious, just this is a personal question. What does the nutrition look like? Is it like a wide open? We were talking with Austin last week, Austin Burns of Central. He said it's pretty much a dining center. You guys just walk in, eat whatever you want. They're good for 3 meals a day. There's not really any nutrition plan or anything along those lines. Is it pretty regimented? Or are you guys on a weight schedule? I know I've talked to Iowa State football players who say like they need to make this weight down to the 10th, which I thought was insane. Are you guys pretty serious about all that there, or what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, they're really serious on weight, but we have you have to be within 3 pounds, either below or above your optimum goal. But I mean, we have refuel stations all over the facility, and that which has got all water, Powerade, and then you go into the weight room and they got hundreds of protein bars, shakes. They have meals for the day. They'll have chicken sandwiches, pork sandwiches. They'll have salads and stuff. So really, and they always have meals at night. Otherwise, we have a black card app, which they'll put $20 on that. We can go get food on whatever restaurant is on the app. So, I mean, we're always getting food. So there's no reason for anybody to miss weight if they're not that close.
Yeah, speaking of missing weight, I don't mean to call you out here, but I don't know about now, but last spring, right, you had trouble when you went from JUCO to Iowa. All of a sudden, they're like, don't give me that look. We've talked about this before. All of a sudden, you were having to eat all these protein shakes every day because you were short a pound or 2 on your 3 weight limit. What does that look like? If you do happen to miss weight, what do they change to help you get to making weight?
So if you miss weight, there's a refuel list during the week, so after you work out in the morning, we're supposed to drink 2 protein shakes, and they have berry, veggie, and then chocolate every day.
And you got chocolate every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But during the week, every day you have to come in at 3:15 or 1 to 3, and then you have to get 2 more shakes, and they have to sit there and mark you off. So yeah, it's not fun to be on the refuel list, but I've been off that for a while.
So they're just making sure you drink 4 protein shakes a day? Just so
They
you make
usually
weight?
watch the second ones, but I mean that's just really to give you more, I guess, food during the week, and then it's up to you on the weekend to eat enough to make weight. So because we weigh out on Monday mornings, so some guys will. I mean, there's guys fucking. I look over and there's guys puking in the fucking trash can trying to
Really?
get the weight, and there's
They're
dudes
doing
drinking.
bulimic shit. Who's usually doing that?
Names. We want
Shout
names.
'em out.
Yeah.
Names, addresses.
Oh shit!
Caden Crawford was one of them, wasn't he? He never makes weight.
No, it's basically the O line that are fucking hack. You can hear them puking in
They're
the damn.
they're pigging out.
But like
They're
and then
munching,
I-
bruh.
Crawford says that you have to drink 5, not 4.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
That's why you're missing weight, dude.
Is
Yeah,
Crawford in
okay.
the chat right now?
Yeah, we got.
Oh, well, tell him to get out of here.
Yeah, hey, tell him that. No, he's a DN. That's different. But
He also says that you stink. And your room's always dirty.
Oh, that's good to know. The
Wow.
team
Can't
chemistry's
confirm.
there.
yeah, fuck you. He's actually in the room with me right now. So
There you go. There you
oh,
go.
God.
Oh god. What does it look like for classes? Like, are you guys just?
How easy are your classes?
Well, I guess
because
that's
you
a good
are a
question,
D1
too.
athlete.
There you go.
I mean,
How
that's
many
the
nerds
stereotype.
do you have to do your homework for you?
Yeah. What do you have to pay them?
So we have like our own athletic facility that you can go get a tutor whenever. And
And they just kind of hold your hand
personally,
through.
I don't need one. So I've been
Interesting.
fine with that.
So what do you in? Communications?
They studied coloring books.
I got
Early
like
education.
music class, how to tie your shoes.
Wait, what's your major?
Oh, bro. I got a whole bunch of business classes. I actually got a tough schedule, but Iowa Western, I was in fucking what the hell was that class? History of rock and roll. That was my favorite class.
That would be a sick class.
How many credits do you guys have to take?
It's
17.
13 to 15, I think.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's like, who is Michael Jackson? I'm like, I don't know who that is.
What was his biggest song? Beat It or something? I can get behind that. That'd be a fun class.
It was great, dude.
What is
Hey,
your
Marv, I actually wrote up some questions for you guys.
Interesting.
ask
Let's
us
hear 'em,
some
Kane.
questions?
All right. So the first one for Nick. What inspired you to start this podcast?
I'll be honest. I had a week of vacation hours I hadn't used up for work, and I just burned them all. And I was sitting around doing nothing, and I'd been watching a lot of Pat McAfee show, and I was like, dude, what if we just did it on our own? Like, wouldn't that be so sick? And then I just kind of did it. There was no like pause, There's never. You can't really hesitate when you're pretty serious about something. And I just decided I was like, I love to talk about sports. No one ever really likes to listen to it. If the internet will listen, that's perfect. And I just kind of figured out technology on my own and found a way,
The fact that you came prepared to this actually just blows my mind.
This
Like,
is so uncatered.
yeah, I've seen you before, like semifinal state football games, and like you don't even stretch. But now we have a list of questions for a podcast.
I'm
really dogging on
I'm
him.
very impressed.
Great friends, but wow. Thank you guys for being so kind to me.
Okay, let's hear
second
your
one.
second question.
Second one, Alex. How many days in a row have you been sober? Is this a legal question to ask on the podcast?
Yeah, I think you probably could. I'd go at like right now.
Or is the streak done?
Anytime the streak's alive, longest streak ever.
The streak was alive like Monday of last week till like Tuesday night or so.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
yeah.
In that
Or
ballpark?
Sunday, I didn't drink Sunday. I don't think.
Okay. Went a little too hard Saturday.
Fucking loser.
It's college, man.
What about you, Caden? You keeping that
Yeah.
intake down?
Dude, I don't
That's
drink,
got to be
man.
a controversial question.
What did he
Yeah.
say?
yeah.
I don't think he could even like release
Not
that
21
information.
yet.
True. Caden's never had a sip of alcohol. I'm pretty sure.
No, never.
Never.
Never in my life. My family doesn't do that stuff, so I don't do that stuff.
No, never.
It's all about how you're raised. I got you. That makes
Uh-huh.
sense.
I was raised like a fucking wild animal, dude. Let me tell you that. But
That's for sure. Grady shows that.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna have to get old Papa Lee and send him a text after this.
oh, dude, he'll join this. I guarantee you, he'll fucking join
Yeah.
every day.
Can we zoom him in somehow right now? Actually.
Oh God.
this is what-
I don't want to mess with the tech of that.
I'd have to help him out with that shit. Final question, Nick. What do you think about baguettes?
Oh God, bro.
I love baguettes.
I
you know
fuck with baguettes.
What's the worst part of that is it's still like my favorite bread to eat, but every single time I was sending
Elaborate
that.
why it's your favorite bread?
Can I elaborate on why? Oof. You know, if you marinate it in like some sort of sauce, you know, you kind of tap it on that sauce and there's nothing like it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially
It's a weapon too.
I don't know what kind of sauce you're marinating shit in, bro.
especially after a long day of football.
Not
Oof.
marinating, but dipping.
He just
Yeah,
said
dipping is better.
marinating.
You're not marinating it.
It was barely a marinade, but after I was exposed to that, it was just game over. I knew I loved baguettes for the rest of my life. But yeah, shout out baguettes.
Shout out.
Okay. Hey, we should get them to sponsor you.
Just baguettes as a whole.
All of France.
I don't know any brand, but like, hey,
Speaking of sponsoring,
I was just gonna go
This is
there.
a little off back to football-y stuff. But what's the NIL scene looking like over there?
there's an Iowa Swarm that they kind of partner with the team, and you just had to sign up, and they have a whole bunch of different. They have like Meals on Wheels, which you can get a couple grand to go give guys. I mean, just go give random families meals and stuff, and then they also have like you can go to schools, read books for kids and stuff, and there's a whole bunch of other like community service acts that they have for the team and stuff. So it really just depends on what you choose, but more stuff coming, I guess.
What's NIL?
Name, image, and likeness. You can make money off your name now.
Oh, so you get to go like read books to kids and then
Pay
okay.
for
And
it.
then the school
Take their
pays
money.
Oh.
All right, Caden. Well, we got one last question for you. And I just really quick, I'd like to thank you for coming on here. I know this, obviously, you don't have to do this. This is such a minor program, too, that you're not getting your name out by coming on here. But we really appreciate you putting some time aside and really just helping us out
Yeah,
here.
from your busy schedule.
Yeah, so busy.
So busy.
You got to probably go fill in some coloring books.
You got
after
some
this.
protein
Yeah.
shakes to drink.
I got Fortnite to play.
Yeah, true. I can't even imagine. I was thinking when he was
Hey,
saying
how's
that.
Fortnite right now, by the way? Let's talk Fortnite.
What do you mean, like new guns and stuff? Have you played yet?
I haven't played recently. I'm asking you. Like,
Yeah.
are they at a high at the moment, or is it just kind of eh?
I'd say it's up there.
You'd say it's up there?
Interesting.
What's
All
your
right.
favorite season?
Probably when I was playing with fucking Alex and Nick every day. I don't remember what season that was, but
Didn't
fucking
you were on
three.
the you were on
3
the
or 4.
you were on the competitive team we had going, weren't you?
Really?
Oh,
you
that
got a
was
little
bad.
dork.
Iowa Chills,
that we
Iowa
never did.
Will DeSmith.
Yeah, it was us 3 into Schmidt, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a shit show.
Yeah, and we cheated the entire time.
No, just
How
the
do you
last
cheat?
round. Just the last round we cheated.
How do you cheat?
We genuinely
Nick,
made
how
it
many
to.
kills you have? Oh, I think I had 25 on that.
Yes, we placed I think second. I don't know. something
Yeah.
like that.
You guys would just make up scores?
We did that the last round, but
Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
I've got one last
Still
big
lost.
real question for you, Caden. We can talk Fortnite another time for sure. You're obviously welcome to come back on anytime. Really appreciate it. My last question for you is, what can we expect from the Iowa football program this year? I know obviously it's really early. You still got a whole summer to go through. I would assume there's going to be a lot of major changes, but do you have a feel, like what's the feeling inside the locker room? Are you guys all pretty amped for another season? I've obviously never been inside a college football locker room. Are you guys expecting great things? Playoffs, bowl game? What's kind of looking on the plate there?
I'm gonna say right now, I think it's gonna be the closest Iowa's ever gonna get to a national championship.
All right, you heard it here first.
That's winning it or making it to the playoffs, or I think it's gonna be a hell of a season. And I'm tune in, man. Ready? Let's get it.
We will definitely be tuning in close, and I think you guys have better shots at making the CFP with you back there at. I'm assuming you're probably gonna be playing slot. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
What's
Depends on where-
what? You're 21, is that correct? For those of you
Yeah.
who are gonna be watching the games, I'll be looking for it. That's for sure. The nameplates are kind of hard to read. There we go. That's perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Caden. We really appreciate it, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, brother.
See you,
boys later.
H.
All right, well, that was Caden. Big shout out to Caden for coming on. He definitely didn't have to do that. There was James is in and out of studio. Oh man, that was really interesting. One of the biggest points I had from that was when he was talking about all the shakes they have to drink. I know those all have whey in them. What
Yeah.
are the lactose intolerant guys doing? How are they like? I know me
Soy?
personally.
Is that an option?
That would be tough for me. I'm barely struggling to keep weight up, and I don't know. That would be with the weight allowances. I know they're pretty strict with all that. Obviously, Kaden kind of touched on that, but that is a pretty serious market, and to be struggling with lactose intolerance, I think would be a bad deal.
Yeah, 4 protein shakes a day is like
That's madness.
It's
Yeah.
5.
For the
yeah,
and then-
Crawford.
But then that's
Crawford
not even
corrected him.
that's not all your food though. You're
Dude,
also
that sounds
eating.
horrible.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
Crawford.
food.
Maybe they just had to up it to 5 for you there, cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a
Coming
little extra.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Man, March Madness too. He was dialed in on that. He
I mean,
knows
now the football
Iowa.
season's over, it's kind of like
He's back.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey James.
now that college football and NFL's over, it's kind of like, what are we going to watch now? NBA, at least for me personally, it's kind of just like, especially at this time in the season for the NBA, it's just kind of like,
Yep.
nothing too special. Where with college basketball, you have new headlines all the time. And in my opinion, March Madness is like, apart from the Super Bowl and like the college football playoff, for me, it's like the number one sports event, I guess you could
And
call it.
it is coming right up too. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes on March Madness. Keep your eyes on UCLA.
Conference tournament's got to be starting here in like 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
It's coming right up. That's for sure. We do have one last segment today. We're not previewing.
debuting.
Debuting. That's
Debuting.
the
We
word
did it
I'm looking
once.
for. We did
Way back
kind
when.
of. So for those of you who are still here, make sure you check for the community tab. I don't know if you guys get notifications on all that stuff, but we put out a poll, and we're going to debut the James Cup. So in this cup here are a bunch of topics, little, what do you call them, conversation starters, if you will.
Yeah, just some catalysts for some conversations.
Ooh, I like that. The alliteration there is awesome. But
Yeah, that's what I said. I know
But
it'd be great.
the point behind these is that James wrote every single one of these, and none of us have any idea what's on them. Okay, and this is more than anything a little peek into how James' brain works. I kind of want to learn a little bit more
No,
about
it's
James
not.
through this.
No,
So,
it's not.
We put out a poll. We said pick a color. These are all on different sheets of color, right? We got yellow, green, purple, blue. Blue was the one that won the poll. So we're gonna go ahead and pull a blue tab here. This guy. And I'm going to unravel it, and we're going to see what we're going to be chatting about for the rest of the show here.
The suspense.
This is
Killing me.
Ooh, interesting. Do you kill bugs? Yes or no?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
So like if I see like an ant colony,
Oh, God.
if I see like an ant colony and I got a Pringle in my hand, you know damn well I'm gonna put that Pringle right there and I'm gonna feed the brothers.
Okay.
All of them. I want to see every single
I
ant on the
thought the
Pringle.
smash was coming.
No.
Fire
Earthquake.
extinguisher.
Yikes.
Like maybe
So
as
you're
a-
not a bug killer then?
Oh, I'm a bug killer. Like if
Oh.
I see a nice big wolf spider, that thing's getting.
Oh, God.
Bro, I'm
So
out
is
of
the
the
spider?
room.
Spiders aren't bugs though. They're
I hate
arachnoids.
spiders.
Okay,
No, they're
there-
we're
there's-
not. No. No.
Pests? Pests? What happens if you got
They're
a
in
mouse in your
no.
house?
Insecta is in the arthropoda family or
Oh,
whatever.
Jesus.
And then spiders are a subsect of arthropoda. I'm sorry.
Bio 211 coming in
Bio
strong.
211 coming in strong right there.
What's your favorite animal?
Me?
Yeah. I was just gonna see if you.
Frogs?
I like frogs.
I fuck
I
with
think
frogs.
penguins are cool.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh,
Cows are
penguins
kinda
baller.
cool.
Have you ever seen a penguin?
Yeah.
They're kind of small
In real
compared
life?
to what I thought
Yeah,
they were
they're
going to be.
they're
What did
tiny.
you think they
They're-
were?
I thought they were like 4 foot tall.
Well, those are emperor penguins. Those guys are like 4 foot
Yeah.
tall. They'll whoop your ass.
Those are the
They'll
people
beat
from
my
like
ass, huh?
Happy Feet.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they'll beat your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, like what's
And
that
Surf's
one?
Up.
The Surf's Up. That's
Surf's
a
Up. Surf's
badass movie, all-time movie. Is there a? That's just a piggyback. Favorite animal movie? Mine's got to be Surf's Up. But any
Madagascar.
Madagascar's
I
up
do.
there?
Madagascar's
Dude,
good.
I don't
Yeah.
know the penguins.
Can't go
Again,
wrong
It's
with
gotta be
Air
penguins
Bud.
in there.
Remember when we watched Penguins in Madagascar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's with just the penguins, right?
That's with the penguins and the
It's their
the octopus.
backstory.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
don't know if I have a favorite
Killing
animal
bugs
movie.
though, I feel like I'm not scared to kill a bug.
Dude, I fucking destroy bugs.
It depends on the size of the bug more than anything.
And where it's at. If it's
Like-
outside, it's good. I'm not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
searching
Oh,
'em out.
outside it's
I'm
not-
execution
down.
time.
I'm not
What?
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 I'm not searching for a hornet,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if I see a bug out there and I'm like, hey,
I discriminate against bugs.
If it's
I
on the
will kill a
sidewalk,
spider.
you gotta
I'm
be
not
looking at
killing a hornet.
no.
No.
Alex has a story about hornets. You were too young. You remember that or no?
I do.
Oh, geez, you can go
I
into
don't
that.
remember why I got stung, but then my
No
whole heel
reason.
swelled up.
No reason. Just
I
walking
got
around.
chased across my grandma's farm by a hornet, and it caught my ass, and my whole heel swelled up really
Your
bad.
heel?
Yeah.
Like your Achilles?
Yeah,
Like
he dove for me like a game-winning tackle. Motherfucker came out of nowhere.
you were
and
running
hit
around
me.
barefoot? Attacking
No,
some
it was. I
insecta?
had shoes on and everything. It was,
Got
I
you
think
through
it was
the
right
sock?
above my heel.
Oh, and it just went
That was
down.
right around where Kenzie
like, the
stepped on the
tendon?
nail and like.
Yep. Gotta be
through her
looking out for
shoe
nails
and stabbed
and
her in the
wasps. I'm with you.
So you guys kill bugs.
If
Yeah.
they're inside, it's
If
on
it's-
site. If they're outside, I'm not going on my
If
way
it's
to kill them.
inside and they're like in
Actually-
a corner,
I think I'd like to rescind my comment of the way I said it made it sound like I'm walking down the street just killing every bug I see.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of life, right? I'll let the bug live. But if I'm outside and it's like bugging me, then it's game over. If it's
Yeah.
bugging, if
Yeah,
it's
they're
bugging me inside, I'm a little bit like I don't want to get the wall dirty with bug blood. You know,
Yep.
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I smoked the fuck out of a spider in our, and I know Mom is watching this, or she will be at some point.
Yep.
If you look above in the shower, you're gonna see the exoskeleton of a spider that got
Exoskeleton
That
just
got-
rotting on the fucking ceiling.
fucking whacked like 2.5 years ago, and it's still there.
Wow.
It's my homie.
you know what? I have
Hanging
a
out.
spider corpse in my bathroom too.
I
I
can't
got
bond with
one
you guys
that-
on that. You guys
I-
are roommates for a reason, I guess.
I
Yeah.
smoked it with like a soap bottle, and it just
Oh
stayed
my-
there.
You got some accuracy. I remember one time I was in the shower and I like looked down at my calf. I need glasses really bad,
Okay.
and I didn't have my glasses on. It was before I had contacts,
Mhm.
and I looked down at my calf. I'm like, "What is that?" And then there's like a little tickling
Oh,
sensation.
dude.
Oh no.
I'm
There is
smacking
a-
my leg off.
There is a massive
Amputation.
there is a massive spider like that big on my calf, and I fucking like smack it 4 times. I'm panicking.
I
Oh,
hate
the heart
spiders.
rate when you see that.
Oh my
What's your
God.
least favorite like animal or like bug?
No, I got a better one. This is kind of our last point here. Opinion on leeches. You're swimming, you get out,
Leeches
you
are
got a
dope as
leech on
fuck.
you.
I don't care.
What are you gonna do
like,
if you got a? I would
pull it
probably
off.
pass out.
I'd pull it off.
I would probably
really?
die.
I've
if
actually,
I saw
like,
a leech
had-
on me.
Like a similar thing happened. It wasn't a leech, but it was like a tick. Whenever you get a
Oh,
tick on
ticks
you.
no,
freak me
no,
frick
ticks are
out.
terrifying.
No,
can't
it's
do
it's
that.
like
I've had
gross.
so
but
many
it's like
ticks
they've
that
been there
it's-
for so long, more than likely. So
And
you're
they're
just like,
they're huge,
yeah,
full of blood. And you're like,
it's not like they just like jumped on you right then and there when you saw it. So to me, I'm just
You've
like,
never-
on
man,
site.
and you just gotta
You
peel
guys
it
are
off.
lacking then. 'cause
I'm not
when-
like, you know.
Jeez, that's crazy.
If I'm going outside where I can get ticks, I'm gonna be searching to see if I've never like had a tick that's like about to burst.
No.
Have you ever?
Fuck, that
got,
gets
like,
me
a-
sad.
No, I've never had
caught
that.
a
but-
mosquito on like a muscle and you flex and it fucking explodes them. I've done
No.
that. I've done that
All right.
before.
That's fucking
It's
You've never
disgusting.
had a tick before?
That's so gross.
No, I've never made a mosquito explode
yeah.
because I
One-
just flexed.
I
so
saw a
fucking
video
hard.
about.
I genuinely don't know if I've ever actually had a tick. I think I would probably die. If I
Really?
I've had a
Oh,
tick
I've
before,
had
and I
so
fucking
many.
crushed that little.
But it's the
buddy.
mentality of it. Like,
Yeah.
if I saw a leech on me, I know I would pass out.
Well, those things are
I'd let you
gross.
drown.
They're huge though.
That's a,
Yeah,
a
they're-
leech.
Well,
Yeah,
not
if you
always.
saw
Leeches
if
are
you
kinda
if you
dope.
got out of the pond,
they're
and
like
you looked down,
snails with.
you got a
attached
leech
to you.
hanging off your fucking leg.
They're not always huge.
But
like, I've had
you know
ones that
what?
are, like,
You know
this
what the evolution of a fucking leech is? A lamprey.
Oh,
those
are
fuckers are
scary.
insane.
I'm not so.
Never
I think
even
of-
heard of it.
It's
You
got
never?
like way more
Look up
teeth
a lamprey
and,
right
and
now.
way scary.
It's basically.
Is that the
a
one that has
leech.
like the devil mouth?
yeah, it's
yeah,
got like
it's basically a
100,000
leech,
teeth and like
but
a circle.
it's yeah.
If
it has
the
like
devil
1,000
made
teeth.
it.
That's scary stuff.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Nope. Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, those things.
Nope.
Those things suck.
Those
That's
are
the stage
scary.
2 evolution of it.
Yeah,
What's the stage 3?
I don't know, man.
We're waiting for it.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
waiting
Lord,
for it.
I do not want to see it. But I think that's going to conclude today's episode. I'm pretty excited about what James has in here. We might have him write a few more. Be sure to be on the lookout for the. We'll be doing this every Wednesday. Be sure to be on the lookout for the polls on which color to pick. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Obviously, if you enjoyed the live, be sure to like and subscribe, all that stuff. Otherwise, big thank you to Kaden for coming on. Can we get a round of applause for Kaden?
Yep. Make sure to use promo code Marv on air on SeatGeek.
Yes. If you
Gotta
want to go
get
to
it
see
done.
a live event, if you haven't been before, if you haven't used SeatGeek, use code Marv on air for $20 off your first purchase. I mean, for a cheap ticket, that's like a $6 ticket, you know? You never know.
It's not too bad.
I'd pay $6 to go see something live.
I mean, might as well.
Might
I
as
don't know what else
Absolutely.
you'd do with your
At that point.
Wednesday night.
Either way, we will see you guys back here Monday at 6 p.m. Got anything to say, Red Dome?
Deuces.